Okay, so who here is ready to talk some sense into him? With 21 Grand Slams, Djokovic has managed to surpass Federer in the race, and with the US Open, he can touch the sky. But Nole just isn't budging on the vaccination. From the beginning of the pandemic, he has been rejecting the vaccination and losing chances to compete. As of now, he's still likely to miss the US Open Slam. Let's find out more. First off, let's talk about Novak and the US Open Slam 2022. As of now, Djokovic's attendance in the US Open is kinda all up in the air, considering the fact that he refuses to listen to anyone, or any rule for that matter. While the whole world collectively flocked to vaccination centers to get their shots, he was coming up with all the reasons he'd be avoiding it. And while we're glad the virus didn't hurt him, we think any losses that come his way because of missing out on tournaments are kinda deserved. Anyway, here's what we know so far about his participation in the upcoming Slam. In spite of his decision to not have a shot of COVID-19, he is still eligible to play in ATP 1000 tournaments in Montreal and Cincinnati, which serve as warm-ups for the US Open from the 29th of August to the 11th of September. But it looks like there's still some hope left that we'll get to see him and his stunning backhand shot soon. How? US Open organizers finally came forward to clear the air as to what the future holds for Nole. According to them, there's currently no vaccination requirement for the US Open, so all eligible players are placed into the first draw. The placement is, of course, done on the basis of their score 42 days before the first Monday of the event. But things aren't all rainbows and butterflies for him. The officials left it a bit vague with the following statement. They added that while the tournament currently has no vaccination mandate for the players participating, nothing can be said about the U.S. government. For instance, if the government authorities decide not to let unvaccinated non-U.S. citizens in, he will of course be missing out. So there's around a 50-50 chance of him getting to swing his racket in the U.S. Open Slam. Plus, fans really want him to play. The thing about Djokovic and his personality, plus questionable decisions, is that tennis fans can't judge whether they love him or absolutely despise him. There are some out there who just want him banned permanently because he won't get the shot. A little extreme maybe, but you probably get the gist. Like, even when he was literally deported out of Australia on the eve of the Aussie Open, only a handful of people felt bad for him. The rest just kinda claimed that he had it coming with his utter refusal to follow basic rules. Anyway, while there aren't many out there cheering him on with his stubbornness, some fans still really want to see him play. In the true spirit of the internet, there's even a petition floating around for the officials to allow him to participate in the US Open. But unless the COVID-19 guidelines in the USA and Canada suddenly reverse, the Serbian is certain to miss them all. Also, the fans are hard at work as there is a hashtag #LetNovakPlay, trending on social media as a flood of Djokovic fans expressed their support for a player who, following his Wimbledon victory last month, came within one of Rafael Nadal's record of 22 Grand Slam championships. If only they'd dedicate this time and make an effort to get him to get the shot, it'd make it so much easier for us all. How does he not see that his decision to stay unvaccinated is not just going to harm him, but literally everyone else in the matches in case he catches the virus? While we still don't know if the officials will budge or not, Nole himself is pretty happy that fans are supporting him and that they want him to continue to compete, and it looks like he doesn't really care. Well, his loss, literally. Not getting the COVID-19 vaccination for Djokovic would be preferable to missing a Grand Slam competition. He even previously said that he was willing to skip major championships if he was forced to get it. When he was asked about the entire dilemma, the man just left it to the US and the tournament's officials, shrugging off all the responsibility from his shoulders. He said, and we quote, "I'm not vaccinated and I'm not planning to get vaccinated, so the only good news I can have is them removing the mandated green vaccine card, or whatever you call it, to enter the United States, or exemption. Well, if you're not planning to get the shot, then maybe you should plan to slouch at home, wasting away your potential." Plus, a major reason why we think he's not actively doing anything about it is that he just landed himself a title, and from what we've heard him say, it looks like Nole is in vacation mode right now. When asked about his plans, he said, "I am on vacation." He also added that he'd definitely be resting for the next couple of weeks because it has been quite an exhausting and demanding period for him the last few months. The man said he got a lot of tennis out of these months, which he was very happy about. We're all for our top four taking the time to relax and unwind, but this just doesn't sit well with us. And now, in other tennis news, Ivan Lendl thinks it won't be fair if Rafa wins the US Open while Djokovic misses it. According to Ivan, the true GOAT of the sport can only be declared once Djokovic, Nadal, and Roger Federer all retire. With Nole expected to miss his second tournament because of vaccination restrictions, Lendl thinks that it'll be pretty unfair if the Spaniard takes his Grand Slam record further in the Serbian's absence. He also added that for him, Federer might be a bit out of it considering his age and the fact that he has been MIA for so long. So, for him, it'd be pretty fascinating to see how Roger copes. Ivan even said that he'd hate it if the battle to the top between the top three would be affected because of some politics. Getting a shot that saves you and others around you from a deadly virus is hardly politics, Ivan. Also, Andy Murray defeated in the first round of the Washington Open. With Djokovic Djokovic refusing to get the vaccination, Rafa sitting at the top, and Federer with his breaks, we kind of forgot there was yet another champion left behind fending for himself. Andy Murray gave it his all in his first encounter at the Washington City Open, but fell to Mikael Ymer 7-6, 4-6, 6-1. After a 19-ball opening rally, he was the first to put points on the board, but the 23-year-old Swede broke the serve and grabbed the first set. In a cutthroat 80 minutes, the Brit was unable to convert 4 set chances as the world number 115 triumphed 6-4, 6-4. A short rest before the decision gave Ymer a boost, and Andy had to work hard to keep up with the younger player sprinting. The 35-year-old had cramps for the second time in recent matches, the first time being at the Hall of Fame Tennis Championships in Rhode Island last month. While we don't think it's age catching up with him yet, we do think he should take some time to rest his body a little. And finally, Nick Kyrgios finally wins the hearts of many with a wholesome move. Does that seem a bit unreal to you? Well, it looks like Kyrgios is a changed man. Usually he's the one shouting at fans, his family and friends, and even the chair umpire for multiple reasons. But this time, he wasn't just apologetic for one of his stunts, but also tried to rectify the situation. So here's what went down. While playing against Tommy Paul at the Washington Open, Nick was at his best as he fired off one ace after another at a speed of 218 kilometers per hour. He saved all 4 break points he received and converted 3 of his own breakpoint chances, proving his grit under pressure. When Kyrgios was handed a code penalty for ball abuse, he did what he does best. He went after the umpire, but this time, the man showed a softer side to him. Also, the Washington fans rallied behind him, and in the opening set, he showed his compassionate side by apologizing to an elderly fan who was struck in the face by a ball that kinda bounced into the crowd. He then tried to calm the situation by handing one of his towels to the lady in the crowd. Aw, while we're not sure what she's gonna do with the towel or how it could have helped, let's just give the man some points for trying to deal with it humanely. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Nole and his chances of getting to play the final slam of the year? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.